Steve with funny car finalist Ed McCullough.
Well, the last round, Ace, the car shut itself off. It appeared you shut it off that time, and you realized lane choice was not a practical thing to get.
Well, that run right there, I knew that I was on a single. I wanted to see how hard we could get after it. I probably smoked the tires myself to see if it was going to hold. If he'd have been alongside of me, I wouldn't have done what I did, and I probably wouldn't have smoked the tires. But had it held on, it would have laid one down.
Laying down lots of rubber out of the burnout box is the Levi Garrett Chevy Beretta of Bruce Allen, the defending Pro Stock champion here at the Gatornationals. He is racing against Frank Iaconio at the wheel of the Pontiac Trans Am. Iaconio has been consistently better on the starting line at this event than practically any other competitor. He is already in the staging beams. Could be a bit of a psychological ploy, putting some pressure on Allen to get him up and stage. Iaconio sitting and waiting, watching the lights at the top of the starting device known as the Christmas tree. When both lights are on in each lane, it indicates the racers are ready. And a good start. Iaconio and Allen. And Frank Iaconio goes into the finals. 7.39 second elapsed time for Iaconio, a 7:36, a bit quicker for Bruce Allen. How could that be? You saw it just then, an instant replay. Frank Iaconio left the starting line first, and that advantage over Bruce Allen was enough to carry his Pontiac Trans Am 1,320 feet and to the victory and the finals of the Gatornationals.
Frank Iaconio takes a big deep breath, as we all are. What a drag race.
Yeah, Steve, I knew I had to push it a little bit against Bruce because he had lane choice, plus he was running a little better than us, and I pushed the tree a little bit, and I guess I got away with it.
You did. Your 39 defeated his 36.
Yeah, I guess so.
Great driving.
Thanks, Steve.
The final pair in this semifinal round of Pro Stock, the surprising dodge of Darrell Alderman against the best in Pro Stock, Bob Glidden. Glidden and his Ford Pro in the pre-stage beam. Alderman sitting in the pre-stage line, neither driver pulling ahead that 6 to 7 inches. Now Glidden makes a move. Alderman pulls forward and he is staged. The engine's up to around 9,000 and they're off the starting line. Alderman has the advantage at the start, and look at the finish line. Darrell Alderman into the finals. What an upset. Darrell Alderman, 7.38 seconds. This race was won on the starting line. Let's watch again. Darrell Alderman in the near lane. You see the advantage he gained over Bob Glidden. The quicker reaction times for Alderman carried him to nearly a car-length lead at mid-course. And that was nearly the margin of victory when they hit the finish line a quarter of a mile away. What an upset. Darrell Alderman beats Bob Glidden in the semifinals. That sets up the Gatornationals Pro Stock Finals between Alderman and Iaconio, two drivers with superlative reaction time.
This has got to be the greatest moment for Dodge fans and Dodge racers in the last 15, 20 years.
And Darrell Alderman, too, because that's the first time I've ever beat him.
What was going on in the starting line? Nobody wanted to stage a little game, maybe?
Well, you make up your mind whether you want to go in first or last, and you got to stick with it.
If both guys want to be last, that's what happens.
That's when Buster comes in, and he can make it hard on you.
Well, you did indeed leave on him by a few hundredths of a second. Identical 738s. What a job.
Thank you.
You got a tough final coming up, Iaconio?
Sure. Frank won the last round. He's tough.
You've got lane choice.
That's better.
Darrell Alderman, I think he's still a little stunned.
Steve, if you think Darrell's stunned, how do you think Bob Glidden feels? Well, Eddie Hill's feeling happy. You saw the smile on his face after that 5:09. His crew chief, Fuzzy Carter, doing the work along with the rest of the crew to get that Tough Fuel Dragster prepared for the final round, the race against Darrell Gwynn. We'll be right back to the Motorcraft Gatornationals. The setting sun over Gainesville Raceway indicates it's time for the finals of our professional category. categories of competition. The Motorcraft Gatornationals Pro Stock Finals finds Darrell Alderman at the wheel of the Dodge in the far lane against the Pontiac of Frank Iaconio. Alderman has the choice of lanes, and this truly is a battle of drivers' reaction times. The cars are almost equal in terms of performance, but these two superlative drivers have put on quite a show today. 6 times Frank Iaconio has been in the final round of the Gatornationals. He has won it twice in 1978 and 1981. This is the first time ever in a Pro Stock final for Darrell Alderman. And Darrell Alderman has just written the upset story of this short season. The Dodge has defeated Frank Iaconio for the first victory by a Dodge-powered car at the Gatornationals since 1979. Again, it was the driving skill of Alderman that paid off. He was 0.02 of a second quicker off the starting line than Iaconio. At the finish line, Iaconio ran the race 0.01 of a second quicker than did Alderman. But that advantage at the start paid off at the finish.
Across this land, Chrysler Motorsports fans have gone crazy, as has Darrell Alderman. What a job.
I don't know what to say. We were just lucky. We had a combination that worked. Wayne County worked their tails off, and there's a special person that give us a tip, anonymous person, and I want to thank them too.
Can you tell us what the tip was?
No, I can't tell that.
You said earlier you like the stage last. Frank gave you that privilege.
Yeah, I think he likes to stage first, so, and he helped us a little too, so we appreciate that.
By the way, you ran a 39 to his 38.
39 to 38.
So you earned your paycheck as well.
Well, I'm tickled.
As are all the fans of the Pentastar and Motorsports, and wherever Dave Koppel is, that man's tickled.
Koppel, of course, the engine development man for that Dodge Pro Stock race car. The standings in the Winston Series find Bob Glidden still in the number 1 spot. Frank Iaconio moving up a bit with his runner-up finish. Darrell Alderman completed the Gatornationals in the number 6 spot. Our finalists in Funny Car Eliminator, the engine's already running. The burnout nearly complete at the starting line as Ed McCulloch, without the choice of lanes, has been placed in the near lane of the track where he smoked the tires violently on that bye run in the semifinals. Bruce Larson, the quickest car of elimination, with a 5:31 to his credit in that Century Tack and Gage's Oldsmobile. Larson has already stayed. You can see the light bulbs on at the top of the tree. Here comes McCulloch. McCulloch inching forward. He's set. A good start, and McCulloch smokes the tires. Bruce Larson crosses the center line. He is disqualified. His crew cannot believe what has transpired as Bruce Larson crossed the center line. McCulloch's crew just beginning to realize that McCulloch is the Gatornationals champion. He's still idling down the race course. He crosses the finish line at an elapsed time of 19.70 at a speed of 70 miles an hour. Probably the slowest victory Ed McCulloch has ever had. Let's watch again in replay. McCulloch's car instantly lost traction, and then the problems began for Bruce Larson. His car veered towards the center line. He lifted off the throttle, but it was too late. He could not drive away from that center line, and if that was not enough to add injury to insult, the motor let go near the finish line. Steve?
Well, Dave, already McCullough's crew is down here as he turned off short. And to quote an old friend of yours, 3-time, now retired funny car champion Raymond Beadle, some days I'd rather be lucky than fast.
Anytime I'd rather be lucky than good. But
Did you see him cross the line?
yeah, I did. We gambled. The thing was, if it had hung on, it would have flew, but it didn't do it. It smoked the tires. Bruce and their crew, they ran extremely well all weekend, but the winner's circle's going with the Miller Oldsmobile.
You will take the money and the points.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to let them have it.
Great job.
Thank you.
Ed McCulloch, happy as the champion of the 20th annual Gatornationals. Ed McCulloch has moved into the number 2 spot in the Winston Championship points chase. Bruce Larson has got a commanding lead at this point. The surprising Art Hendy is number 4, right behind the reigning champion, Kenny Bernstein. We'll be back with the finals in Top Fuel Eliminator in just a moment. The lights are on at Gainesville Raceway as we ride with defending Top Fuel champion Eddie Hill. He's doing his final burnout in preparation for the race against Darrell Gwynn. You see him right alongside with the tires smoking. This is a difficult, emotional choice for the spectator. They like the Texan Eddie Hill, but they really like their home state favorite, Darrell Gwynn. Over 600 cars were in competition at this Gatornationals. Earlier, Steve took a look at an entry and stock eliminator.
Well, Dave, as a collector yourself, I don't have to tell you the tremendous interest all over the country in early model muscle cars and the incredible prices they're commanding these days. Where do you find them? More than at any auction or show. NHRA Championship Drag Racing by the hundreds in super gas, in super stock, in e-stock. There's Chryslers, there's Fords, and there's Chevrolets. Look at the 68 Camaro Z28 of Tim Bishop from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Notice the interior has never been gutted to be a race car. In fact, the rules don't allow you to gut the interior. The body is straight as a string. A lot of these cars have never seen the street. They were bought in the 60s to be race cars. And under the hood is the 290 horse 302 Chevrolet V8. Just put street exhaust on it, change the shocks and the tires, and you have got a very original, very valuable street machine. Now, Tim had some problems earlier on in the E-Stock class. Right now, let's check with David and find out who the Sportsman Eliminator winners were here in Florida.
Steve, you're right. Tim Bishop did have problems. He was eliminated by Harold Culpepper in round number 2 of Stock Eliminator. The finalists in Stock found the Camaro of Jimmy Shepard in the near lane against Mark Wilson in the Dodge Dart in the far lane. This is handicap racing, where one car physically gets the head start over the other. At the finish line, by a matter of inches, Jimmy Shepard won Stock Eliminator. The other sportsman champions at the Gatornationals, Vicky Beam won Super Gas, Top Alcohol Funny Car. Pat Austin, Top Alcohol Dragster, Cruz Pedregon. In competition eliminator, Joey Heffernan was the champ. Mike Zay won his second Gatornationals championship in a row. Terry Dean Martin, the champion. Super Comp, and Phil Tannery, the Pro Stock motorcycle champion. This is the final race of the day. The long car in the near lane, the Coors Extra Gold Special. Darrell Gwynn getting the traditional handshake from his dad, Jerry. The shorter car in the far lane is that of Eddie Hill. We have the opportunity to ride with our onboard camera and watch the action from the driver's point of view. Hill is pre-staged. He moves forward. Now Darrell Gwynn comes into the staging beam. A great start for both drivers. And Darrell Gwynn pulls off a big victory with a 5.08 second elapsed time. The crew chief, Ken Vini, and the entire Gwynn crew overjoyed with this victory. A 5:11 elapsed time for Eddie Hill. A tremendous final race of this 20th annual Gatornationals. You see Darrell Gwynn had an advantage by 0.04 of a second at the start. In instant replay, you can see how Gwynn won this race. He continued to pull ahead of Eddie Hill until at the finish line by about a half a car length, it was Darrell Gwynn, the champion of the Gatornationals.
Dave, the crew, not yet here, but what a celebration this will be. When you needed it, you had it, Darrell. 5:08.280.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, we gambled like unbelievable in the final. We changed everything but the left front wheel bearing. You know, I'll tell you what, it paid off. We knew Eddie was going to be right there, and I knew I had to cut a good light, and right in front of my hometown, I can't believe it, 5:08.
You've been so close here before.
That's right, and Eddie's beat me in Texas in front of his hometown, so I paid him back a little bit.
You know, when you change everything, sometimes you don't know which thing worked.
That's right, we didn't know, and I just knew I had to cut a light. I didn't look.
You did.
That's right, well.
That says it. There's nothing more to add.
Steve, I'm sorry that Darrell Gwynn does not register emotion. What a victory for Darrell Gwynn from Miami, Florida. He finished number 2 in the world last year and now questing after that Winston Championship. This victory moved him into the number 2 spot, right behind Gary Ormsby. The reigning champ Joe Amato 3rd, Frank Bradley 4th, and Eddie Hill in 5th. For Steve Evans, I'm Dave McClellan saying so long from Gainesville Raceway. The 1989 NHRA Motorcraft Gatornationals has been brought to you by Motorcraft. Get the peace of mind of doing it right with the right parts. Motorcraft, quality